Alright, hello everyone, and welcome back to another Mirror Dungeon video. Today we're using the Bloodfiends because I feel like it. No other real reason to it other than that. But yeah, I want to use the Bloodfiends, okay? Nothing else to it. Although one of the reasons why I feel like I do want to use this team is definitely because of the introduction of Prince Marcel, right? And that's mostly because, like, his addition makes it so that this team can actually activate all of the fusion Mirror Dungeon ego gifts with only the Bloodfiend identities. Like, before you had to just use, like, any other random, you know, just a random other bleed identity in order to activate them. But now, you could use exclusively Bloodfiends, which is really cool. We head into Falling Flowers for the next floor, where we find Nebulizer, Little and 2B Naughty Plushie, an extra skill 3 for Don Quixote, and Bloody Mist before making it to the boss against the Talisman doll. One thing I will admit is that this video will be a little shorter than usual, just by nature of, you know, having a full team. Because obviously, like, you start the fight with pretty much all of your skill slots. I mean, obviously we're missing 2 right now, but, you know, 5 versus 1, that's a very sizable difference in the amount of damage we can deal, right? And then also the fusion ego gifts, right? They're really strong. So, yeah. This video will probably be relatively short. But that's fine, you know? Sometimes you just want to break from solo runs, you know? As fun as they are, it's like, I want to use, like, all of the stuff in this game. And half the things in this game are completely useless when you're only using a single identity. I mean, look at that. We just 2-turned the Talisman doll. Can't do that in a solo run. Not on the second floor, anyway. We head into Crawling Abyss for the next floor, where we find the Kaleidoscope, Bloody Gadget, Awe, White Gossypium, Tangled Bundle, and the Red Stain Gossypium, before making it to the boss against the Ambling Pearl. Alright, time for another very quick fight. God, I love using actual teams. It makes the game so easy. It's great. I mean, hell, we might be able to... Well, no, I don't think we'll be able to one turn, like, pretty much any bosses currently. You kind of need Clear Mirror Calm Water and Lunar Memory to be able to, like, 1-turn things, but 2 turns is very accessible, so, you know, not that bad. So far, we've literally beaten every boss in 2 turns. Less than that, technically, if you consider using every single skill a full turn. We head into Murder on the Warp Express for the next floor, where we find the Cetacean Heart, Bloody Flesh, Fleshy Blood, Hard Blood Glaive, Sanguine Fragrance Descends, and Punctured Memory, before making it to the boss against Cassetti. So, something I just found out that I think is really cool with these identities, and I guess this does kind of make sense considering, you know, his passive, but Marcel actually has a unique dialogue line that he says when both him and Rhodia both use their enhanced skill 3 at the same time. I hope I'll be able to show it in this fight, because it's very interesting. I had no idea that it was even a thing. So I do hope I can showcase it. Maybe we'll end up doing a little too much damage though, and you know, I don't think the blood feast shouldn't be a problem now that we have the unique ego gifts for this floor, which basically permanently solve all of your blood feast problems. You'll always be able to gain blood feast no matter what. So actually, you know, gaining enough status effects to use it shouldn't be a problem, but I don't know, maybe we'll do too much damage, but it probably shouldn't be a thing. You know, one thing that I do find particularly disappointing about specifically, you know, Sancho is the fact that her enhanced skills are all pierce damage, right? And that's for her skill 3, it makes sense, and also her counter skill. But for the other two, her skill 1 and her skill 2, they should have been, you know, slash damage for the skill 2 and blunt damage for the skill 1. Just so it, like, it matches the two identities they're from, right? Because Priest Gregor does blunt damage and Barber Otis does slash damage, so it would make more sense for her to do it. Also, Cassetti's worst nightmare right here. The entirety of La Manchland come to kick his ass. Yeah, he's completely screwed. Yeah, there it is. That's the unique dialogue line that he says when you use both of the enhanced skill 3s of him and Rhodey on the same turn. Very cool. I had no idea that interaction was even a thing. I love little small details like that. It's definitely amazing.
방금 공격 다음에 다른 벤츠에게도 다시 해봐줄래? 영상으로 남기면 다른 직원에게도 도움이 될지도 몰라. 금방 끝내고 버스로 돌아갈 수 있겠다. 고귀하게.
행진의 꽃, 이것이 서곡의 피날레다.
그 개체는 다른 방법이 적절하지 않았을까?
산초류 경을 온 라샹.
Get your ass back to La Manchland, Cassetti. That's where you belong. We head into Refraction Railway, Line 5, for the next floor, where we find the Shatterbound Cannon, Eclipse of Scarlet Moths, Faith, and the Coveting Thorn, before making it to the boss against Section 1. Oh, boo. Only Line 1? Lame. I wanted Section 3! I always want Section 3. Honestly, why did they put all 3 sections into this floor? The only real one that's particularly interesting is Section 3. I mean, Section 2 is a little interesting as well, because, you know, it's the Envy Pecatulum section, but Section 1 is so lame. It's the Teddy Bear, Rose Hunter, Tier 3 Pecatulum, and what's he called? I don't remember. The Sleeping Bag of Bygone Days. Or Nebulizer, as I like to call him. They're just They're fine for what they are, right? But it's like they're all single targets, you know, so pretty weak to bleed damage, I'd say. Like, I'm just gonna be win rating the rest of this fight. It's really not that hard, but hey, that's what happens when you're using a full team. You can't expect anything to be difficult. Not that I'm complaining about it, mind you. It's just I wanted section 3. That's what I'm complaining about. I wanted to fight the Rose.
왕의 비율에 하사한다.
기대해라.
칼날이 잘 드네요. 아마 그 공격이 약점이었겠죠? 추잡하네. 피나레를 시작하자.
I messed up, guys. The win rate made her use her skill 3. No, we don't get the dialogue again. At least not for a very long time.
소리가 들리는 것 같군.
Ah, we could have gotten it next turn if I was smart.
퍼레이드와 따스한 피. 스며드는 왕의 비율에 하사한다.
엎드리도록.
자, 그게 죽었으면 빨리 나와.
내가 어버이보다 뛰어.
다쳤으면 의무실에 가시거나.
고귀하게.
Why is Rhodia going first? What the heck? That doesn't make any sense. Speed tiers are just so weird sometimes, you know? Like Don Quixote rolled higher speed, as you can clearly see with the skill lineup, but like, nah, Rhodia attacks first. She wasn't even clashing, like what the heck? I don't know, it doesn't really matter, so not a big deal. Just some of the mechanics in this game, man, they just don't make any sense.
깨달음을 얻으셨군요.
하사한다.
모자를 쓰고 살기에겐 방망이 대신 풍선 칼이 정답이에요. 고귀하게.
따스한 피. 너는 가족이 되기엔 약하군.
좋아. 부위 하나를
Yo, maybe we'll be
박살냈어.
able to see Gregor's secret 4th coin on his skill 3. I doubt it, but maybe. You never know.
퍼레이드와
Because in order to see it, we need to get through this turn without killing the nebulizer. And I think we're gonna do that, but then Gregor needs to get high speed, or I could just, you know, not attack with half the cast. That's lame. I don't want to do that. Maybe I will. Who knows? We'll see.
무얼 잘못했는지 아는 것부터가 시작이 됐어.
행진의 꽃. 이것이 서독의 피날레다.
Oh, I'm so dumb. I thought he had.
하사한다.
I thought Marcel had his enhanced skill 3 ready. He did not. Rip.
땅이 떨리고 있어.
Now he does, but it's too late. I keep messing up. Hey, Gregor is actually able to do it. Let's see if they survive the overture, though. Probably not. They do, but Don Quixote. Rip. No Gregor's 4th coin. Oh well. It's not that interesting. We head into Sinking Deluge for the next floor, where we find Special Contract, Finifugality, Dueling Manual Book 3, and the Broken Greatsword, before making it to the boss against the Portrait of a Certain Day.
먼저 끝내고 돌아오는 친구는 맛있는 거 사줄게.
Ah,
물론
perfect.
살살
Yes. The Portrait of a Certain Day. This is exactly the fight I wanted. So in case you didn't know, right, the main reason I even picked this floor in the first place is because I wanted to see if this fight is still bugged. I haven't picked this floor in like ages because, you know, this fight is bugged, and since I primarily do solo runs, the way it's bugged makes it so that it's basically impossible. And what it was is that you simply didn't gain any extra skill slots, like, at all. And it's definitely because something to do with the fact that it was a refraction railway fight. So Project Moon just didn't remove the code that prevented you from gaining skill slots in it.
지금은 성공했지만
And yeah, it's still a thing. Look at this. We didn't gain any skill slots. Very cool. This fight is still bugged. Ugh.
퍼레이드와
It's not that important. Like, you never pick this floor. I mean, one of the main reasons you'd never even pick this floor is because, like, Dongbake is one of the potential bosses here, and she's kind of impossible to beat unless you have an evade. Actually, she is impossible to beat unless you have an evade because she has an insta-kill mechanic. But also, you don't want to pick this floor because, yeah, this fight prevents you from gaining any skill slots. Very cool. Thank you, Project Moon. This bug has been in the game for, like, I don't even know how long. At least half a year, probably. Maybe even longer. Ever since this fight entered the Mirror Dungeon, which is back when Railway 4 came out or something, I don't know.
깨달음을 얻으셨군.
Oh well. It only really affects solo runs. Because even with, like,
있는 힘껏 찔러놓고
not even a full team, you can still beat it pretty easily, so
언젠가
meh.
다시 재생하겠지.
Not that high of a priority, I guess.
내가
We head into La Manchland reopening for the next floor, where we find Piece of a Relationship, Phantom Pain, Mask of the Parade, Late Bloomer's Tattoo, Token of Victory, and Devil's Share, before making it to the boss against Dulcinea.
쟤네 고기라도 먹은 것처럼 기운이 솟잖아.
떨거지는 잘라낸다.
Alright, Dulcinea. Very cool. What else do I want to talk about? Bloodfiends are cool. I like vampires.
엎드리도록.
볼일이 방금 뭘 본 것인가? 오, 엄청나게
Blood for the Bloodhawk and all that, you know?
조금만 더 힘내자. 고귀하게.
Yeah, there's not really much else to say. I feel like I've kind of talked about everything I wanted to.
행진의 꽃 이것이 선옥의 피날레다. 왕의 뷰
상담에서 알려준 대로 잘했어. 역시 상담 프로그램을 진행한 건
용서할 테니.
잘하니까.
꿰뚫려라.
This fight's definitely, like,
어린이 친구?
honestly pretty trivial with a full team. Because the main reason why Dulcinea is, like, threatening is because of her minions, right? Like, she herself is
고기라도 먹은 것처럼 기운이
not a
솟잖아.
big threat.
피어날 테니.
And that's definitely because, like, you know, she only has, like, one actual attack that she does, and that's it. The rest of the damage comes from her minions, so... Yeah, if you're in a full team, it can clash with everything. It's just, this fight's...
따스한 피
It's pretty trivial. And even if you're not in a full team and still using just, like, a single identity, like, pop an ego and you stagger you stagger all of the minions, and because Dulcinea only has one attack, it's like, it's
꿰뚫려라.
pretty straightforward in order to beat.
방망이 대신 풍선 칼이
Especially because you can just ignore all of her minions and target only her down and win that way.
오늘도 정말 멋진 활약이었어.
We head into Spring Cultivation for the next floor, where we find a drop and the La Manchland all-day pass before making it to the boss against Wei.
한 상체가 탈출했어.
고귀하게.
Alright, here we go, Wei. The solo killer.
따스한 피.
He's an absolute nightmare to beat solo, because, yeah, he's literally designed for 7 sinners on the battlefield at a single time. Hence why he has 7 skills on turn 1.
엎드리도록.
Yeah, he's a complete nightmare. But just by having an extra 4 bodies, yeah, he's not that bad. You just clash with all of the skills that do the most damage, and the rest that you have to deal with is rupture damage, basically. But that's pretty manageable. Unfortunately, speed is still an issue, so we can't clash against everything. Not that it matters, he'll probably be staggered before that becomes an issue. Maybe. Hopefully. Probably. Right. Yeah, so I was just thinking, like, we're not doing a whole lot of damage to him, and one of the biggest reasons for that is actually because of the one ego gift we just picked up, the drop of blood. And it's like, that thing is definitely good because it gives you an extra 4 skill power as well as 4 extra damage. Or 40% extra damage, sorry. But it's kind of a double-edged sword in that regard. Because the trade-off for that is it just absolutely deletes the entire bleed stack on the enemy. So it's like, yeah, you get an extra 40% damage and an extra 4 attack power, but especially against a character like Wei who has a lot of coins, it's like you miss out on a lot of bleed damage as a result. Not that it matters, but still worth noting. We head into Refraction Railway, Line 4, Section 3 for the next floor, where we find the 4-leaf clover, cigarette holder, the Book of Vengeance, Lunar Memory, and Clear Mirror Calm Water before making it to the boss.
저 개체가 기세등등해 보여요.
Alright, we're gonna be speed running through these final 2 floors because I'm kind of over this this run. I mean, it's still fun, don't get me wrong, but like, yeah, there's kind of nothing else to talk about, really. Bloodfiends are cool. That's all I can say at this point. But as cool as Bloodfiends are, they don't hold a candle to my queen.
정의보다도 푸른 자여, 사랑보다 붉은 자여, 운명 속에 파묻힌 그대 이름을 걸고 나 여기서 빛을 맹세한다. 우리 앞을 막는 증오스러운 존재들에게 나와 그대의 힘을 합쳐 위대한 사랑의 힘을 보여줄 것을! 아르카나 슬레이머!
Definitely not the most efficient ego to use there, if I'm being completely honest, but you'll never catch me using Yearning Mercala over Arcana Slave. Not in a million years. Even in the team where it's objectively the better choice.
좋아. 이대로 다 끝장내는 거야.
퍼레이드와
This turn is super awkward. We got terrible speed, but... And so I have to waste like half our skill slots on things. Because I don't want to use egos, but... I found a way to make it work. Without taking too much damage.
방금 어떻게 하신 거죠? 깜짝 놀랐어요.
It just sucks because like I have to use my skill 3s before I'm ready to use them, but... What can you do? If you get unlucky, you get unlucky, am I right?
방금 멋졌어. 넌들의 사랑의 힘이
이것 봐. 환상체를
그
제압하는
악한 아르카나들을 뒤흔들었어.
충분하잖아.
이대로면
무기를 만드는 것만큼 내가 어버이보다 뛰어났지.
퍼레이드와 피날레.
너무 세게 맞은 건 아닌가?
이쁘네. 네 피스.
따스한 피. 눈높이를 낮춰라.
대성공이야. 다른 신나.
Nice, 69.
산소류 경을 온.
Couldn't have made that better myself.
제압 대책이 큰 피해를 준 것 같아.
완벽한 한방.
직원다운 완벽한
시원한걸?
공격이었어.
너희의 무기로 이 혈투를 승리로 이끌.
The dreaming electric sheep. What a coincidence.
고귀하게.
산소류 경을 온.
Don Quixote is getting a sheep identity real soon.
끝을 낼 시간.
Do you think they're giving Don Quixote the sheep identity because she has the electric screaming ego?
모두를 좋은 관계에게 반망이
Does that mean when Marcel gets his high show identity, he'll also get the sheep one?
왕의 비율을
My vote is yes.
괜찮은 공격이네요. 앞으로도 그렇게만 해주세요.
The real question though is will her sheep identity be charged because of the electric screaming ego? Or will it be Tremor because Tremor just makes more sense?
떨거지는 잘라낸다.
Who knows?
왕의 비율을
나라도 그랬을 거야.
엎드리도록.
저희 직원들이 개체의 부위를 파괴했어요. 혹시 미리 훈련하길 잘했죠?
꿰뚫려라.
적합한 관리법이었어요. 자, 악당 퇴치 성공! 오늘도 정말 멋진 활약이었어.
We head into Refraction Railway, Line 4, Section 4 for the final floor, where we find the Fragment of Friction, before making it to the boss against the King in Binds.
얌전히 잠들어 있어야 할 놈들까지 눈을 떠버렸나? 떨거지는 잘라낸다.
Alright, here goes nothing. There's a very good chance that we just lose instantly because speed tears lie, but good, the ego worked. Nice.
방금 공간이 뒤흔들릴
That was a 50-50 chance we lost there. The speed tears on the Picket tool make no sense. They really don't. Because the game lies to you about which one goes first all the time.
위대한 아르카나 슬레이머!
No crit. Unfortunate. Not that we needed it, but would have been nice.
징계팀 직원이라면 당연한 판단이겠네.
네.
잘했다는
네,
칭찬은
피곤스.
생략하는 게 좋겠지?
Oh, that's not good. What do I do here? It seems Don Quixote goes before Ishmael. Which means that she could probably stagger her before she kills Marcel, so... Yeah, that's our only real hope here. Or just hope that she doesn't do max damage. Either way works. Yeah. That's honestly one of the hardest thing about the Pekatulam is that they can outspeed and kill you, and you can't do anything about it half the time. But thankfully, because we speed tied, we could still do something there.
칼날이 잘 드네요. 아마 그 공격이 약점이었겠죠?
이 혈투를 승리로 이끌겠다. 떨거지는 잘라낸다.
Yeesh, this is an awkward fight. Can't afford to not use egos here, unfortunately. We just don't clash high enough. Maybe the AoE from Don Quixote though is enough to just trivialize the entire thing. Okay, I was worried over nothing. Cool.
이로써 더욱 펄이 마르게.
And that, my friends, is why attack weight is so powerful against the Pekatulam. Like you can struggle against them to even win a clash, let alone like clash against them at all in the first place, but one well-placed attack with high attack weight and they all die instantly and you win. Just how it be sometimes, you know?
무기를 만드는 것만큼 내가 어머니보다 뛰어나지.
죄인인가?
산초류 경을 온 라샹. 끝을 낼 시간이다. 깔끔하게 잘랐습니다. 이제 니콜리나와 솜씨가 비슷해지셨는데요.
피날레를 시작하자.
How anticlimactic. That's the best part about Bleed.
오늘도 정말 멋진 활약이었어. 내일도 꼭 불러주기야.
오랜 목마름도 어버이를 향한 죄책감도 피를 마시는 순간에는 생각나지 않을 거다. 그러니 가릴 것 없이 마음껏 마셔. 그게 우리가 이룰 수 있는 유일한 꿈이니까.
And that's how I beat 10 floors of Mirror Dungeon 6 hard using only the Bloodfiends. It's really nice that you can now use only Bloodfiends and still be able to use all of the fusion ego gifts for Bleed. That is by far the best thing that Prince Marceau has given us, and I for one am very grateful for it. Anyway, that's it for me. Like and subscribe for more videos like this one. Goodbye!